Hello, and welcome back to another episode of rslash. In today's episode, we're gonna go through some rslash entitled parents. Last time we went over the choosing beggars subreddit, but today we're gonna go over a few stories at entitled parents. So let's get right into it, and we're gonna start off with a short story here to kick things off. Entitled mom wanted me to move the date for scout meeting and scout camp. So, a bit of background. I've been a scout leader for about 2 years at the time that this happened. With this comes a lot of dealing with parents and of course children. This happened about 3 years ago. Entitled mother sent the beaver leaders an email to ask us if we could move our daughter's scout meeting. Keep in mind, 20 other kids will be at this meeting to another day. The reason being that her daughter's school had a dance on the Wednesday night. Me and my 2 fellow leaders found this a really strange request, but we emailed entitled mother back and told her politely that no, we could not move the meeting since a lot of other kids would still be attending the meeting in spite of her going to the same school. Besides, we would not be able to move it since all the leaders are students and work on a voluntary basis. An hour later maybe, I receive a reply. She is livid, going on about how scouts is supposed to be for everyone and how we are terrible people for not moving the meeting to her kid. We just replied that we were sorry and left it at that. Entitled mother never replied. Maybe 3 months later, entitled mother sends us another email, this time asking us to move the scout camp to another weekend, because there was a father and child trip arranged at the school that weekend. Again, we replied that we would not be moving it, since every kid except entitled mother's kid had been signed up for the camp. Mom got pissed again, but we didn't reply. Later we got an email from the entitled mother's ex-husband, signing the kid up for the camp, and he volunteered to come along and help us out with cooking and stuff. So basically this mother is a total a-hole who for some reason just want to, I guess she doesn't want to she doesn't want her kid to go to the scout camp, or she's busy with other stuff and can't be bothered to attend. And this awesome dad of the entitled mother's child then is a total boss and just signs the kid up and goes and volunteers and helps out like a total legend. This is a crazy one here, just check this out. I am going to use your bus ticket for my son. Just to start off with some context, I am a high school student living in New York City. I always use the public bus to get to school. In New York City, the way to pay for the bus is to use something called a Metro card. My school, like many others in New York City, gives us a special Metro card so we don't have to pay for a school commute. The way these special cards work is that you get 3 rides a day. Each ride gives you a transfer so you can take 2 buses to get home if you have to. I, most of the time, use 2 of these rides. Sometimes, mostly on Tuesdays, I have to use the extra ride to go meet with my piano teacher. This is relevant later. Now to the entitled mom part. Today is a Tuesday and I am on my way home. I am waiting at the bus stop for my bus. For this bus you have to pay before you get in. Anyways, here comes entitled mom and her son. Since the bus stop is quite small, I hear entitled mom talking to her son about how she can only pay for 1 rider. Sometimes, if the child is young enough, the bus driver will be okay, but this kid was like 8. I am paying for my ticket when she notices my bright green Metro card, the one the school gives out. She taps me on the shoulder. My son needs to use your Metro card. I'm a little confused. Even though I knew her Metro card was empty, I did not know what to say, so I stood there for a few seconds. I'm sorry, but I can't let you use it. I need it myself to get home. The son starts to get embarrassed. I saw your Metro card. You get the free one. My son and I need to be on this bus. Just give me your Metro card. Keep in mind that today I need extra ride for my piano. I'm sorry, but I can't let you use it. Plus, this is for students only. I start to put away my Metro card into my wallet. Then she grabs it out of my hands and pushes me aside to get to the bus ticket device. She inserts it into the device and the notice pops up and says, "You have 0 rides remaining." I start saying, "I needed that ride, at least give me my card back." She just brushed past me and ignored me. Her son turns beet red with embarrassment. He almost cries. I feel really bad for him. Then the bus turns around to the corner and starts to pull up to the stop. Luckily, I have already gotten my ticket. I decide to get onto the front of the bus so I can let the driver know about the situation. He says that he's really sorry, and he gets out of his little driver area and goes up to confront the woman. I follow closely behind him so I can point to the culprit. The driver says, "Ma'am, what you did to this boy is not okay. I need you to get off my bus. She tries to argue with him, but he stands strong until she and her son start to walk out. As she is exiting the bus, the driver says, "And his Metro card." She glares at me and then reaches into her pocket to produce my student Metro card. I try to hold in a wide grin. I fail. The driver turns around and smiles at me, then gets back into his little driver booth. On my way out, he gives me a free transfer card to make up for the ride that lady used. I get home and leave for my piano on time with the funny story. So this lady, not only did she steal someone else's ride, his only free ride, or one of his rides home, so she stole his ride so he wouldn't be able to get home. But not only that, she also stole his card. And the bus drivers, I believe that they see if someone's a student or not. I mean, they could probably easily tell that she might not be a student. And she using a student card that probably wouldn't work. They probably would have just taken a card from her. So she would just have stolen someone else's card and then not been able to use it just to make it so he wouldn't get to school. I mean, what's the point? And how could you feel so entitled that you steal someone's bus card? For real. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to check out the previous video, the Choosing Beggars episode, and leave a comment down below if there's any a subreddit you want me to cover, some funny stories from that one. And yeah, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.